Here's a threat. I'm going to infect you with the coronavirus unless you press subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, have you recently suffered a bit of a sniffly nose? Perhaps you've had a cough that you haven't had in some time. Maybe, just maybe, you've got a tickle at the back of your throat. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about? Have you been watching the news? Are you nervous? You should be, because you're gonna die! You have a deadly virus. Your life is over as you know it. What do you want for your last meal? Are you gonna say goodbye to your kids? Have you written a will? Have you contacted a law firm to get your affairs in order? Because you, motherfucker, have the coronavirus. And one other thing you should do before you perish is subscribe to this channel, because it's a good time for the whole family. Panic immediately. That's exactly what everyone seems to be doing at the moment when you talk about this current, what could end up being a pandemic that's taking over the entire globe, the coronavirus. At least that's what the media would like you to believe. You see, you probably don't have the coronavirus unless you visited China recently. Chances are you don't fucking have it, all right? They're very, very slim. In fact, I had a cough recently and I thought it was all going fucking down for the old butts, man. I thought it was all over, ladies and gentlemen. I thought my life, as I know it, was in tatters. Turns out, I just had a fucking cough. That's all I had, a cough. And I was freaking the fuck out. What the fuck? This disease will probably not infect the entire world and will end up like that movie with Brad Pitt, World War Z, which was totally underrated. Not a bad film. Although, in saying all of that, it could. It could do that. It could kill everyone. So, I don't know, take some vitamin C or some shit. We still need to name that bell, by the way. The virus that's been popping up all over the globe originated in Wuhan in China. At the end of December, public health officials from China informed the World Health Organization that they had stumbled across a new virus that was inducing pneumonia-like symptoms in many people throughout the Wuhan province. It was then quickly determined to be the coronavirus. Nothing to do with the corona beer. And you know what? Can I just say, it is an absolute shock and a shame that no other beer companies come out and attacked Corona for this. This is a great marketing opportunity these dickheads have missed out on. Coronaviruses are in animals and sometimes they jump to humans. This has happened several other times before. So you see SARS, which infected a large group of the population in China in 2002, was also a coronavirus. It's a name for a large group of viruses. It's not one particular virus. And that killed about over 700 people. That is a scary number to consider that they did have to work around the clock to keep that under wraps. Something that they are doing right now with the coronavirus. The general consensus is that this virus comes from bats, just like SARS or other similar viruses. So stay the fuck away from bats. All right. On the 22nd of January, just the other week, the Wuhan province ceased all transportation in and out of the city. That is a city of 11 million people, mind you, half the population of Australia, just contact cut from the rest of the world. And it's now happened with several other provinces in China. Up to about 46 million people have been cut off to the rest of the world, which really... Are they really cut off? There's 46 fucking million people there. That's a fuck ton of people. That's too many fucking people. At this stage, 15,000 people have been infected with the coronavirus and 304, as of recording this video, have unfortunately passed away. Now, most of those people who have died, and this should give you some calmness within your life, have been elderly people with underlying health conditions. Basically, they're the type of people who would pass away from pneumonia or a severe flu. Older people, really young children, these are the people who are most at risk. And there's many reports coming out from different people, even mainstream newspapers, that China are lying about the numbers of the deaths, much like they did with SARS, but I want to keep my YouTube channel, so great work, China, you're doing great. But at this point, the death toll is nothing but a drop in the ocean. If we go to the computer right here, the Black Death in the 1300s killed an estimated 200 million people. That's fucking... I'm not sure what population of the world that was, like what percentage of the world's population that was at the time, but that's fucking outrageous. The swine flu in 2009, 200,000 people. That's massive. The Spanish flu at the end of World War I, 50 million people. The AIDS virus, 35 million people. That's one that a lot of people don't talk about. And the coronavirus, the other big coronavirus, SARS, killed 774 people. So once again, if you haven't been to China, you should be sweet. But here's one thing. I was on a plane just today and there's several other Chinese people. Other Chinese people? I'm not Chinese. There were several Chinese people on this plane, or at least people who seem to be Asian. And I know that sounds like a racist thing to say, that Asian people look like they're Chinese and Chinese people look Asian, but all white people look the same, all Asian people look pretty similar. Let's get over it, okay? Now, what I'm trying to say here is let's not be racist. If you see an Asian person wearing a mask, don't just assume that they've got the coronavirus. That is racist. In fact, what you should do if you see an Asian person at an airport wearing a mask, you should walk straight over to them and lift the mask up and just ask them to spit in your mouth, okay? If you don't do that, you're xenophobic. A lot of people every single day go to China, come back from China. There are goods going back and forth and boats and ships. And this is the perfect delivery system for this pathogen. So it is a scary thing to consider that this could be happening. Finally, now people are starting to put sanctions in place with China until they get to the bottom of this virus and get it under wraps. But right now, it still has that delivery system in place that could kill absolutely everyone, especially you. And that's not really true. I mean, this is a scare campaign that the media loves. And the media loves this type of shit. Whenever something goes on in the world like this, the media loves it. I'm talking newspapers, television stations, radio stations. They love this shit. Why? Because it gives them content. It gives them something to talk about, right? Not only does it control the population, fear controls people, but it also gives them something to write about. Put yourself in my shoes right now. Every single week, I have to have a piece out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and podcast on Thursday starting back this week. Now, that sounds like, an achievable amount of work, but I also have to go out and find the stories, yada, yada, yada. That's my job. I'm not whinging. But they have to do the same thing in these media organizations. So all of a sudden, when a big story like this comes out, they go, fuck yes, for the next 3 weeks, our front page is sorted. And they beat the shit out of that story until they cannot beat it anymore. That's what they're doing with coronavirus. They know it scares people. They know people want information. They know that you will read the headlines that are freaking people out, and thus you will see their ads on their pages and they will make more money. This is what fear does. It makes people click. That's what you're doing. That's what I've been doing. We've all been wanting to know what's going on. And straight after that, we're seeing the ads that are popping up. We're watching the ads on television and they're making their money. The media loves this shit. They don't want to talk about the real hard-hitting problems like why the Australian government hasn't helped Julian Assange. Yeah. My old man keeps saying to me, you should talk about Julian Assange on your channel more. And I've had to say to him, Dad, I don't want to have my videos fucking just thrown at the back of YouTube. That's a sort of a weird sort of thing to have to say, even though I like talking about serious subjects. But anyway, I'm going to shut the fuck up. And I think it is important to talk about the conspiratorial angle with all this, with the media and these type of stories, is the use of fear to control people. But I don't want to go too conspiratorial in this video. Perhaps you have a bit of an example that you could put in the comment section below. Also, are they using this story to hide other stories? Who the fuck knows? Every few years we face a possible pandemic. From SARS to swine flu, bird flu. What else have we got? We've got the Spanish flu, all the way back to the Black Death, which still claims victims today, believe it or not. We as humans are just desperately trying to stay in this mode of homeostasis, where our body is in a healthy state. And we're on this tightrope of life, so to speak, where a little bit this way and a little bit that way, it is certain death, disease, cancer, whatever. It's all off the side, and somehow we have to stick on this straight and narrow. There are probably hidden diseases in the jungle that would kill everyone on this planet that we haven't discovered yet. Maybe under the tundra that is in some of the frozen sections of the world, the tundra that has been there for 10,000 years, maybe a hidden pathogen lies there waiting to take us all out. Not to mention the antibiotic superbugs that are riddled in hospitals all over the world, just taking people out on a daily basis. Maybe there's some shit on a fucking asteroid that hits the Earth. There are moments in time, there are so many moments in a day. If you take a section of those moments, there's 1 in a million chance that the entire population is going to die, and eventually that will happen. It's happened before, it'll happen again. Whether it's an asteroid, a disease, a nuclear war, or my channel blowing up. Who the fuck knows? Something's going to take us out. Life is very delicate, and the chances are with this corona thing that we're all going to be sweet. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to pass just like all these other type of diseases have passed in the past. But there's also a chance that you're watching this in the future and it's a global pandemic, everyone's dying, and I'm full of fucking shit. In that case, fucking run! Move states, move countries, hide under the ground, whatever you gotta do, get the fuck out of there! Oh my god, get in a cave! Will somebody think of the children? I'm just kidding. You're all gonna be fine. Unless you're not. Unless it's all over. Oh my god. What if I'm the one carrying the coronavirus in Australia? What if I'm the one that's going to infect you? Here's a threat. I'm going to infect you with the coronavirus unless you press subscribe and like. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Wear your mask. Take your vitamin C. Peace of the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Love ya. Leave ya. Bye.